Welcome to Sports Adda Live. I'm your host Paras here. Hi Salil, our cricket expert. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good, Paras. Exciting day up ahead of us.
Absolutely. Fourth Test match,
Leading
day
up for that.
two. A lot to talk about. An exciting sort of a comeback by India yesterday. A flamboyant 50 by Shardul Thakur. Has put India to a respectable total. Given India has bowled so well, and we've got Root out. Your views about how England's going to approach today?
Oh, well, I think they have to be on the offensive. Otherwise, they wouldn't want to be, in a shell against the Indian fast bowling. Currently, if you know, the pitch report says that it's getting better for batting as the moment goes. But at the same time, it being the first session, it's quite cloudy, so it's definitely going to assist the fast bowlers. So, an exciting first session up for us.
Absolutely. England sending out the night watchman yesterday to shelter Pope and the rest of the batsmen that they have. We've got the scorecard here from yesterday. India 191. Uh, India picking up early wickets again. Rory Burns disappointing, dragging one onto the stumps. Hamid, trying to go after a square cut shot, getting edged. Joe Root got a beautiful ball, didn't he?
Oh, absolutely. I think, and we kind of were raving about that in yesterday's show as well. The kind of ball that was bowled to Joe Root was, I think, the best of the day. And getting out the English talisman out was a big deal because he's been the mainstay of the England batting, and breaking its backbone would be, like a foot in the door for India. So obviously, although the three wickets that are gone, the one being of Joe Root being the most precious from an Indian bowling perspective, and they'll really be raring to go today. So all in all, we are poised in for a great day of cricket.
Early wickets is the key for India. And talking about David Malan, the way he had batted yesterday, glimpses of an old Trescothic. Letting the ball come onto the bat and just timing it beautifully.
Well, that's been typical of the English batsmen throughout the series. They're waiting for the ball rather than going for it. That's been their fundamental difference as compared to the Indian batsmen. And having said that, David Malan is the number one T20 batsman, so he obviously knows how to rotate his strike. And is obviously the few boundaries that he hit were really kind of Trescothic like, but it's always lovely to see a left-handed batsman scoring on the offside. So I think all in all, the prospects for him look pretty good. He was scoring at a brisk pace as well. He's on a 26 currently, not out, and he has the a lot of batsmen to come and play with him if he needs to play the role of a sheet anchor, being a number three batsman. So quite a lot of good things from an England perspective and from Malan's perspective.
Right, nicely put there, Salil. When we talk about English batsmen, right up till Vokes, all of them are century makers, barring Coventry and James Anderson. I know at the international level, getting 100 is not a small deal. It's a big deal. And the approach that England have is first to negotiate with the 191 and then try scoring over and above. To counter that, what do you think India's point of view is going to be today?
Well, India would just want to go out and take the wickets, as they'd really want to make sure that England don't scale up to the 190 runs, and want to capitalize on Joe Root's early wicket as well. So obviously they would be looking at nothing but to go ahead and take the wickets. And I think the ones who are going to take the wickets would mostly be Umesh Yadav and Jasprit Bumrah, because these guys have been, at least Jasprit Bumrah has been one of the main guys for the Indian attack. And clearly, I think he's understood his role now, considering the fact that you don't have a Mohammad Shami. So
Yeah.
obviously, we'd have a lot of hopes on Jasprit Bumrah, and also Umesh Yadav, purely because Umesh Yadav is one bowler who bowls with a lot of pace. And even though the ball is old, I think he can do something with the kind of pace that he generates. And he's not really a tall guy, so the delivery and the way he releases the ball also creates something, and kind of a doubt for the batsman, and can be
Right.
the bowler who can bowl one of those magic balls that take those wickets, to break partnerships. So all in all, I think India's prospects also look good. Also, with the fact that the pitch is drying, I think there will be some purchase for Jadeja, Let's hope
Yeah.
the right arm bowlers make a lot of holes around that hopping crease, so Jadeja gets to spin the ball in to those left-handers. So I think all in all, we'll have to wait and watch to see what the ball does and what kind of an impact would Jadeja really have if the ball is spinning around. If Kohli is going to give him more overs while he rotates his fast bowlers from one end, we'll just have to wait and watch. But I think primarily in this first session, we're going to see a lot of pace.
Right. When we now talking about the English batsmen, the middle order has got their opportunities, but hasn't been able to perform up to the expectation. Talking about a Bairstow and a Moeen Ali, both stroke players, both if they go into their shell, tend to get out most of the times. So the approach from their side will also be very important.
Well, I think out of this middle order, Johnny Bairstow and Moeen Ali do possess a lot of experience, and they have it upon themselves to go ahead and score as much as they can. I mean, David Malan has a few of these batsmen like Vokes and Ollie Pope coming in, but not saying that they won't perform. But more often than not, you would want these guys to come up when another experienced guy has gotten out. So I think a lot of hopes when it comes to English batting would rest on Johnny Bairstow and Moeen Ali for now. And they're quite capable of sticking around there. Moeen Ali's got a good knock in the last match. Bairstow has
Yeah.
been in kind of form after Root for the England cricket team this time around. So good prospects from English perspective if they're looking at the number of wickets that they still have and that can bat and possibly can score those big scores.
No, very, very good inputs there, Salil. Now, when now the night watchman, when he was sent out yesterday, do you think that being a tad negative on England's perspective, given a Pope is a proper batsman and they bat very deep, still trying to shelter their batsman by sending out a tail ender? Do you think that's the right decision, or that kind of deviates the topic towards negativity?
But I think they also wanted India to take the chill pill, understanding the fact that they've not sent out a pure batsman. They wouldn't want the Indian bowlers really go at a new batsman. So I think sending a night watchman and sticking to a traditional way would have been would be kind of helpful for England. Also with the fact that I think English cricket over the years has been one of the boldest of cricket boards to make three different formats and players for every kind of format. So I think
Yeah.
all these players are pretty well oiled in these kind of changes, and they won't have any worry if they need to come up or shuffle the order as much as what we saw yesterday when Jadeja came ahead of Rane and bringing Rane at number 6. So that would be a different school of thought altogether. But from an English cricket perspective, I really think that it won't make that much of a difference if Overton's out. I mean, early it would just bring in another batsman. If it doesn't, he's capable of scoring a 50 as well. So we'll have to wait and
Yeah.
watch. Maybe what they might want to do by sending Overton is they already knew that he would take care of 2 or 3 overs that are going to be bowled just before stumps yesterday. But at the same time, he would also be capable to hit those big ones earlier in the day in the first half an hour and just rattle the Indian bowlers. That might change the angle a lot. So I think that might be the approach. He's not going to stick around there to try and play a big innings. He's going to go hard at it and try and make sure that those runs in the first hour keep ticking and they score more than 20-30 runs in the first hour. So I think that'll be the focus for England today with the night watchman still on crease.
So wickets key for England. Disciplined bowling is the way forward for India. A lot of discussion has been brought up with regards to the slip cordon. Shane Warne pointing out yesterday that the English slip cordon were standing, very, very tightly, and India is even worse. So, your point of view with regards to the placements, closer or the traditional way of a one-arm distance. What would you prefer, Salim?
Well, I think the traditional way would be a better option right now, or maybe even closer because the Indian bowlers don't really get as much purchase as the English bowlers get on the pitch. Also, that the
Yeah.
ball is not swinging like it was in Nottingham. So clearly, I think the ball, if it's not swinging so much, you don't need to be that far. But at the same time, you need to make sure that you hold and you are able to catch in your V for each of the slip fielders. I think the Indian slip cordon has been much better than the English slip cordon. So I don't
Yeah.
think there would be an issue for the Indians to adjust. Although I do feel that as the match progresses, they should stand a step forward because a catch slightly higher on your body is always better than taking a catch right towards your ankles. So.
Right, reflexes are the key here. Now, a Johnny Bairstow in the previous match was bombarded with short ball bowling. And also, Moeen Ali is renowned for, when he's new to the crease, he's not the best when it comes to playing short pitch bowling. And given India has Umesh Yadav and Virat Kohli always uses him and asks him to bowl round the wicket towards into the body. Do you think that flaw is going to come into the picture today?
Well, it could if those wickets don't fall by normal conventional ways of taking wickets. India would not shy to resort to that kind of a bowling approach. But having said that, that was the situation in the match. That may not be the situation here because the pitch is drier and the ball is more like a tennis ball bounce when it gets older.
Yeah.
So you might just give Johnny Bairstow and the other batsmen chance to pull and hook the ball, which they'll gladly do. So and you don't want to give away few runs. So quite honestly, it wouldn't matter if, however they bowl, because that situation was different.
It can go either ways. As you said, either you leak runs or either you pick a wicket. And given a lot of time is left, the English batsmen will also have a clue as to what to go after and what not. And also, there's a hurdle that was, that a team meeting was just going on the ground. What do you think Root might be telling his boys?
Well, I think just try to hang in there, score as many runs as India have. I think India haven't capitalized on scoring on this batting pitch. They've scored just a little less than 200 runs. So we want to score a little more than that to make sure that their batting is directly under pressure to first get rid of the lead and then try to put a total up for England. So this is the day where England would really want to capitalize on winning 2 sessions yesterday out of the 3 and try to go up in this match and have bragging rights.
Right. Like always, thanks a lot for your input, Salil. Live action coming up. Hope to catch you in the lunch break. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Cheers.
Cheers.